pleasure to visit with you today for this brief time out from our nation's capital and, of course, the Lincoln Memorial that you can see here behind me. There's so many rich stories that can be told about this historic place, and one could go on and on and on and for inspirational moments and historic moments that have happened here at the Lincoln Memorial. But given it's February when I'm recording this, I thought it'd be appropriate to take us back to August in 1963, August 28th, 1963, when Dr. Martin Luther King assembled what we know as the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. And I want to take us back to some of the things that he said that day. We'll all remember his I Have a Dream speech that has been forever embedded into our minds and our souls. It's become part of the fabric of who we are as a nation. I Have a Dream, and rich content that he released that day that has set the course for this nation and for millions of people. It became a reference point for freedom. Dr. King also mentioned in his speech about the Emancipation Proclamation, and he called it this. He said it's a beacon of light, of hope for millions of people. He spoke also about now is the time. He used those words throughout his speech, now's the time. As a matter of fact, the next day a New York Times reporter who covered that march said this about the rally. He said, Dr. King was both militant and sad, and yet he sent the crowd away feeling as though the long journey had been worthwhile. As I travel around this great nation of ours, something has gripped me to the very depth of my soul, and that is there seems to be it seems like every community, a sense of hopelessness. Whether it's the Christian community, business community, political leaders, it's a pervasive thing of hopelessness. And I want to go back to the words of Dr. King, who things must have looked tremendously challenged that day, but he said, remember that the journey is worthwhile. And I want to say that to us today. I hear stories of people disengaging and choosing to do other things instead of being engaging in a cause. And I today want to be a voice calling us all back to the wall, if you will, back to fully engaging in doing what we can do to make a difference on behalf of our country. And so Dr. King even said this in another speech. He said, even in the inevitable moments when all seems hopeless, men know that without hope they can't really live. And in agonizing desperation, they cry for the bread of hope. Today, I hear a cry across this land for the bread of hope. My desire is that across this great land of ours, that there will be awakening within our souls, and that would be an awakening for a better tomorrow. That we would have among just common people a genuine sense that we can believe in a better tomorrow. We also need leaders who can speak truth to us, but also inspire us, not to, if you will, false dreams, but to ignite something in us of a better tomorrow, and to rally us that though we may have some mountains to climb, if there's a sense of hope in our heart, we can climb those mountains and we can make the difference. So I trust today that hope is awakened in you. We trust today that by the great examples that we've had, but also by the grace of God, that there'll be an awakening within you and your family and all of those around you, that in fact, we can have a better tomorrow. So may God bless you today. And I trust again, you'll be reminded today of Dr. Martin Luther King's words, I have a dream. God bless.